I swear every time I pull the camera out before I start talking, I get so nervous. I'm not sure why. Before I pull the camera out, I'm talking to myself out loud and basically boosting myself up to record this video. Anywho, welcome back to my YouTube channel. I remember the last time I recorded a YouTube video, I believe I had short hair. I mean, my hair is still pretty short, but it wasn't as the length as it is now. I think I had waves, if I'm not mistaken. I know I'm not mistaken, because I believe the last time I recorded a video was about, I'm going to say a month ago. I feel like I say this so constantly when I don't post for so long, but I honestly have a life outside of YouTube, so I feel like I have every reasoning for not posting, every single day. As much as I wish I could, I can't, unfortunately. I'm not sure if anyone has been questioning where I have been. I'm still here in the military. Like I said, with me having the job that I have, it definitely does take a lot of my time away from, doing things that I truly have a passion for. So I really think it comes down to the type of person that you are to go out and strive and do things that that you actually love. And one thing that I love would definitely be YouTube. I know a lot of people start YouTube for income, and I'm not trying to drag anyone who does start YouTube just for another string of income, because hey, I don't blame you. I probably said this in my first video that I made with my best friend Gianna, but I definitely made YouTube hold on. I definitely made my YouTube channel to get more comfortable with myself, and I can definitely see a change, and I haven't even had my YouTube channel out for a year. There'll be some days that I'll just go on Instagram and just record myself talking on how I feel and just post on my close friends, and no one replies to it, and it's honestly okay. I don't care. I don't take anything personal, for real. But I definitely notice me getting comfortable with the camera. I even notice it in my Instagram pictures. I'm 10 times way comfortable. I don't care what anyone thinks about me. I don't care. I feel like you stress yourself out more thinking what the next person has to say about you. And me finally becoming an adult, or whatever you want to call it, I feel like if you're not paying the little 2-3 bills that I have right now, I don't care. So just imagine how much bills you're gonna acquire as much as you get older, and you still caring about what the next person has to say about you, and they're not even helping you out with anything. That's just how I think. I'm truly grateful to, beat my camera shot that I had prior, before making my YouTube channel. I can definitely say joining the military has also broken that side of me as well. When joining the military, there's definitely going to be times where you have to introduce yourself to people, to big crowds, and you definitely don't want to do it. I just had to do one for my job, and I can definitely say I was scared. I was over there sweating. You could literally see the drips of sweat. However, the military comes with a lot of things mentally and physically. Not as much physically. I mean, I feel like it depends the branch you're in. Like I was saying though, the military comes with a lot of things, and it's not for everyone, which is okay. Only 1% of the population join, I believe. I feel like me joining was the best decision I could have made for myself, and I'll always say that. Don't get me wrong, the military definitely comes with a lot of things that can stress you out, but for me specifically, joining was the best decision I could have made due to it building a stepping stone for myself. And I say such a thing because joining the military active duty, you get a VA home loan, and I definitely want to take that in consideration and invest in real estate with my VA home loan with multiple properties. I sound like my dad right now. If he's watching this, I doubt he's watching this. It's my dad. I also joined to leave home, and I always wanted to leave home. I feel like at a young age, I always loved to travel because I was just tired of where I was, I don't know if that will make sense, but I feel like it does make sense. I was tired of where I was, and I believe when I was 14, I told myself I was going to leave Florida, when I graduated high school, and that was either through the military, because I always had the idea of joining the military due to me being in JROTC, or just going to college somewhere out of state. I definitely feel like me choosing this route was The most cheapest, there's multiple benefits that the military offers as well. However, I did not plan this video on the military benefits. However, if you do have questions about the benefits, I definitely wouldn't mind. I'll leave my Instagram down in the description box, and I'll definitely reply to anyone's message who has any questions about it. In all, I definitely feel like the military has its pros and its cons, but I won't be doing 20 years here. The crazy thing is, before I actually joined the military, like before I went to basic training and everything, I always told myself, like, I can do 20 years here. And I feel like as soon as I went to basic training, that like changed like a whole 360. No disrespect to the military, like I said, it's not for everyone. And I don't think the military is for Jeremiah like for 20 years. Like, I think it's Jeremiah for 4 years, but I have plans for my next chapter of life once my 4-year contract is over with. And the military has taught me a lot of things, such as maturing my mindset. I feel like before joining, I wasn't as mature as I am right now. For example, before joining, I didn't take accountability for a lot of negative things that I used to do in my life. I used to always find an excuse. In all reality, I was the problem, and that's honestly okay to, be aware that you're the problem in a situation that has something to do with you. I just had to stop recording because I thought I was recording in slow motion this whole time. Like I was saying, I don't even remember what I was saying. I apologize. I know it has something to do with me having a mature mindset. Yeah, it was that. And taking accountability for things. Another thing the military has taught me is how to properly take care of my money. Before joining the military, I can guarantee you, as soon as I got paid, the next day I was broke. And before I joined, like I said, I would always have an excuse for my actions. I would always say, oh, I needed to buy this, or I needed to buy that. In reality, I really did not have to buy all those things. I definitely put my wants over my needs. Now it's definitely the other way around. My mom calls me cheap. I don't think I'm cheap. I just think I put my needs before my wants. If I don't need some, trust and believe I'm not getting it. And recently I have been lacking because I've been having that mindset of, money will come back to you, but I've been spending a little too much money, so I'm going back to putting my needs over my wants. Me joining, I know how to properly use my credit cards. I don't even use under 30%. I actually use like under 20%. And that's honestly just my personal preference. I've started investing into real estate online, and I do plan on doing more investing. I'm actually reading a book right now with that whole thing. So I don't want to talk too much into that. I have been increasing my savings account every time I get paid instead of blowing my money like I used to do. And I also give myself an allowance. For example, when you get paid, you can take $200 to $300 just to have money to spend on yourself. Me personally, I like to eat. I'm pretty sure if you know me personally, I can eat all day and not gain any weight. The last and final thing I can definitely say the military has taught me is to be grateful for life. Before joining, I never took the time to realize how grateful we are. And I was just having this talk with myself earlier today. Just being able to wake up perfectly fine, like with a healthy life, is honestly just a blessing. Recently, I just had a procedure which has caused my walking to be terrible. And, I was talking to myself, like, I remember when I could walk perfectly fine. I remember when I could, take a shower and stand up perfectly straight. I remember I could lay in my bed and, sleep in any position that I wanted to. But now it's all gone. And I never took such a thing as a blessing. Like, I just told myself, like, hey, it is what it is, And I honestly don't blame anyone for taking things for granted, because I was once in your shoes. Today, my best friend Gianna told me that it takes us almost to lose everything to realize on how grateful you actually are and how blessed you actually are with life. Besides life, I definitely would say I would take my family for granted. The type of person that I am, I don't like to be bothered at times. And I don't mean that in a rude way or a nonchalant way. I just don't want to be talked to. Like, just shut up talking to me. I don't know. That's just me personally. I'm trying to break out of that shell. And when certain people call to check up on me, I can naturally become like irritated or agitated. And I'm not sure if anyone else feels this way, but I'm learning to tell myself, like to be grateful that someone actually cares to check up on you. Be grateful that this person is still alive to check up on you, because not everyone has a mom, not everyone has a dad, not everyone has grandparents, not everyone has siblings, not everyone has a best friend. Everyone's life is different. So, just be grateful for what you have right now versus you taking it in a negative way. And I'm still learning this. Like, I'm not trying to sit up here and sound like I'm like the most perfect person in the world. No, I'm still trying to figure this out. Jeremiah is still trying to practice what he's preaching. Lately, I've been feeling very isolated with the world. I feel as if I feel such a way due to me just getting out of, I don't even know what you would call it. I guess you can call it a relationship. I guess you can call it a situationship. However, I feel like when you give so much time to someone while being in a relationship, and when that person is now out of your life, it's kind of weird, trying to like balance doing things by yourself that you would do with that person. I feel like my problem is when I start talking or dating someone, I forget to still love, date, and treat myself. I feel as if I can sometimes put too much passion and energy into this person that I start to forget about Jeremiah. I'm honestly glad that I'm able to take accountability for such a thing at the age of 19, because I know there's probably people way older than me who still do such a thing and don't do anything about it and just still jump into the next relationship with no problem. Growing up at the age of 14, I think I was a freshman in high school. I'm not 100% sure. Whatever that grade was, I felt as if I didn't see the best form of love, if that makes sense. So I always told myself I wanted to go out and create such a thing for myself. However, at the age of 14, you don't really understand love. Like you don't understand the negative things love can bring upon you. At the age of 14, I was just looking at all the positive things of love, such as going on dates, taking pictures, like just loving that person. Like I didn't understand, how you gotta be the bigger person when there's arguments. I didn't understand that you had to, truly be there for your partner emotionally and hear them out and try to hear where they're coming from. Like I didn't understand the serious things that love brings. Like I just thought of all the cute Instagram things that love brought. And I feel as if from the age of 14 to the age of 19, I've gotten into so many I wouldn't even say so many. I'm not even like that. I've gotten to a few relationships without knowing the big factor of what love truly is. I can say my negative traits with love is thinking everything is gonna be all perfect. I have like that mindset of, everything's gonna be peaches and cream, but life itself is not even peaches and cream. So why would a relationship, always be peaches and cream? There's gonna be times you and your partner butt heads. There's gonna be time y'all have disagreements and etc. And 14-year-old Jeremiah did not understand this whatsoever. I'm glad that 19-year-old me turning close to 20-year-old me can, finally sit here and recognize everything. I can say another negative trait that I have with love is I can have like this delusion mindset, and I feel like my delusion mindset is not as bad as a lot of people's delusional mindset, not even trying to come after nobody. I feel like once I meet a person, I can automatically think about our future with one another, such as marriage, such as, building a future, wealth, kids. At first I thought this was having a positive mindset with this person, but in all reality, it's really delusional. Like it's pure delusional. It's crazy, psychotic delusion at that. And like I said, it's honestly okay now. It's okay because I'm aware of such a thing. Like I'm aware that this is a negative thing that I'm doing to myself. I can definitely say when I'm trying to build a relationship with a person and it all fails, I usually become down because of all those delusional thoughts I had of, building a future, kids, basically just an amazing life together goes downhill. It's like, dang, like what I'm gonna do now? Like nothing, like I have nothing. But like I said, I'm learning to, get out of that mindset and stop being so delusional. The best thing I think anyone can do for themselves is just to live life as it is, live life as it's your last day living. Go hard, I was on Pinterest earlier and I read a quote that said, your elevation may require isolation. And crazy thing is, like 10-15 minutes after that, this person made a YouTube video about how being isolated can be the steps of you evolving in life, and basically how God has a lot of things planned and stored away for you. It's just up to you to take the time to turn this isolation into elevation for yourself. While me feeling isolated, I can definitely say I can take this time to truly love myself. I don't think I've ever had the time to, actually sit down and truly think of to make myself happy. I feel like I always was out chasing a relationship, chasing someone, and I was thinking that that person, was my happiness, but you're in charge of your happiness. No one's in charge for your happiness besides you. And I'm not saying no one in this world shouldn't treat you with like respect or, be nice to you, but what I am saying is that you're in charge of your happiness, not anyone else, not your best friend, not your girlfriend, not your mom, not your boyfriend, not anyone. Like, no one's in charge of your happiness besides you. So it's up to you to make such a thing happen. So with me loving others hard, I definitely say I will be turning around and loving myself hard as much as I love others. I feel like me personally, I can be the best and worst person for myself, and I'm tired of being the worst person for myself. I feel like I beat myself down for so much, and I'm just 19. I don't know a lot of things as much as a 30-year-old would know when it comes to life, When I say I beat myself down, I mean like in a mental way, not like actual physical, like harming myself, no. No, not at all. No offense to anyone who actually does do such a thing. But yeah, when I say I beat myself down, I definitely beat myself down hard until I come into realization that, Jeremiah, you're just 19. You're in a whole new state trying to figure it out. Like, calm down, I try to congratulate myself for the various things that I'm doing for myself right now at 19. And I'm pretty sure there's a lot of 19-year-olds, 20-year-olds doing way better than me, and that's perfectly fine. Like, there's always going to be someone doing better than you in life. It's really up to you to take yourself out of a position in life and make yourself better. I can definitely say I used to compare myself to others instead of actually, going out and making a better Jeremiah. Like, I was so quick to, oh dang, they have more money than me, they got better clothes than me, they got better shoes than me, they got a better car than me. Dang, they riding in a Tesla, I'm riding in a Honda. Like, like, at least I got a Honda. Like, I never found the positive in things. Like, I just would always find a negative, compare myself to others. But it was finally in a point of my life where all that ish had to stop. Like I said, it's really up to you to have a better life for yourself and basically just want to turn your life around. If there's anyone watching this video and you feel isolated, just know that you can turn this isolation into an elevation. How I plan on turning this isolation feeling that I'm currently feeling right now into an elevation is increasing my financial literacy. I feel like one of the pathways of me becoming wealthy in life and for my family is to increase my financial knowledge. If you sit down and ask yourself this right now, name someone wealthy that works a 9-to-5. And I'm not picking on anyone who has a 9-to-5 because I work one myself. Just sit down seriously and think of anyone who's wealthy and they have a 9-to-5 job. I don't even think it's possible. And if it is, my apologies. I didn't know such a thing, but I don't think there is. One of the few ways that I see myself becoming wealthy is with real estate. And when I say real estate, I don't just mean, having a real estate license. I also mean, like actually going out and investing into real estate properties, such as homes, condos, apartments, and everything like that. Another reason I see myself turning this isolation feeling into an elevation, doing what simply makes me happy. One of those things would definitely be making content for YouTube. And like I said, I don't plan on making content for YouTube for more money. I just genuinely like sitting down, looking at the camera, just doing this for me. And like I said earlier in the video, don't get me wrong, I definitely would not mind making extra income from YouTube. Don't get me wrong, I definitely wouldn't mind, but that's not my main focus. My main focus is, sitting here and doing what I love. And if there's anyone who, wants to go out and make a YouTube channel, and whether that's you want to make a YouTube channel just because you want to, or you want to make a YouTube channel for extra income, I say go out and do it. I really want this video right here to inspire you to go out and do such a thing, because it really doesn't take much. You know, you can go out and buy an expensive camera. That's not always the case. You know, you don't always have to buy the best looking camera. I feel like it all depends to the type of person that you are. Me personally, I always told myself I wanted to start out on the camera. But you know, if you plan on starting a YouTube channel for extra income, I wouldn't really necessarily say go out and buy a camera just yet, because you know it's gonna take time to, you know, build subscribers, views, and everything like that. And it all depends with your consistency. Versus me, I'm just trying to post as much as I can. If you have to just record on your phone, do such a thing. Like, no one cares. I promise you, no one cares. And if anything, the iPhone quality, I have the iPhone like 14, I think. The iPhone 14 quality is, I wouldn't say it's the same as my Sony camera, but it's like, it's on a rim. Like, I would say this is my Sony and then this is my iPhone. Like, they're like, you know, nearly the same. So you're not gonna have like the worst quality ever. Another reason I can turn this isolation feeling into an elevation, honestly, bettering my mental health and doing things that make me happy. At a young age, you know, commitment shouldn't really be on your mind. You should be focused on figuring out yourself, finding things that make you happy, exploring the world, you know, just basically finding yourself. Because at the end of the day, you're always going to have yourself, and no one is ever going to have you like you have yourself. Now, when I say commitment shouldn't be on your mind, you know, going out and hoeing and everything shouldn't be on your mind either. So really just take the time and just enjoy yourself, you know, and be grateful. Please be grateful, because y'all, I had a whole crying session this morning on how I'm not grateful and all this. I hope this video made sense. If you watched this video all the way to the end, I just want to let you know I appreciate you. Recently, I just removed like 2-3 vlogs off of my channel due to it personally not feeling me. I feel like I was forcing content that my favorite YouTubers pushed out, if that makes sense. For example, I'm not sure if anyone knows who De'Ara Taylor is. I'm not sure if it's clear or not. If you watch De'Ara's YouTube, you know she pushes out that luxurious content, you know, of doing things, buying things, and I feel like I would try to do the same. And however, I'm not even on her level to be doing the same, you know. And no disrespect to De'Ara, like I really respect her. She's a very beautiful woman, very well spoken. I love how she keeps up with herself, and my favorite thing that I love about De'Ara is how unbothered she is. I feel like you can make any rumor about De'Ara and she's just gonna post her brand. And I don't blame her, because you know, not everything in life needs a reaction. But like I was saying, I don't feel as if that content that I was pushing out is really me, the Jeremiah that I'm trying to become. So I feel like I'm already starting over in a way. If anything, I think it's a step up in life, because you know, I'm actually doing what I want to do. I still have my first video with my best friend Gianna of when we did our little podcast together, and I'll forever love that video. I feel like for that to be my first video, I really did an amazing job. I feel like my biggest issue with sitting down in front of the camera was my background setting. I always was self-conscious of my background not being nice as, you know, other YouTubers. But one, I'm a new YouTuber, so I can't really compare myself to De'Ara, who would have an amazing background quality. She has more experience in this, which is perfectly okay. You know, it's okay. Before recording this video, I told myself I don't even care how my background looks. Y'all shouldn't even be focusing on this background. Y'all should be focusing on me, you know. However, I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you watched this video all the way to the end, I really appreciate you as a human being, because I feel like I've just been talking for a long time. Before I go, I've been telling myself to, you know, have a quote for every day, and my quote for today is, your elevation may require your isolation. Basically the topic that I went hand on with. If there's anyone watching this, just know difficult time in your life is not a forever feeling. Just continue to have faith and get up and try again tomorrow.